After the shooting at Club Q, I was just frankly fucking pissed and trying to figure an outlet for that anger because I've been angry so many times before about stuff. And what came to mind is that maybe I can show other queer people like, hey, guns don't have to be this terrifying right-wing horrible thing. And I have access to guns and ammunition, and that can often be a barrier. So using my assets, my whatever, to bring people in and teach them and like, hey, even if you can't afford a $300 pistol, here's ammo, learn how to shoot, is how it started in my head anyway.
Because I'm literally a communist.
Feel free to call me D or Booef. D is what I go by day to day.
I'm so fucking stoked to have you here. And of course, you know, I'm super appreciative of all your support. Hard to put how much I appreciate it without sounding pathetic and like I'm begging for more. But I appreciate all of the support you've given. Thank you so, so much. And it's so good to be back with you, returning champion, D. Today we're talking about the Leftist Gun Club collaboration. And I was just really curious about this because you told me that you were going to do this project, and I wanted to put my support out there for you, hear all about it, and spread the word because maybe other people are considering doing something in their neck of the woods. Okay, so Booef,
absolutely.
Thank you again for joining me. We want to do is sort of understand the project that you're doing, what inspired it, and what goals you have for it. So how about we start at the top? D, we're here in the wake of a tremendous, unprecedented amount of attacks on the queer LGBTQ community and drag communities, and in the wake of this awful, terrible mass shooting at the gay club, the queer club in Colorado Springs. Were these the things that inspired you to consider doing a project like a queer gun club?
That's exactly what it was. After the shooting at Club Q, I was just frankly fucking pissed and trying to figure an outlet for that anger because I've been angry so many times before about stuff. And what came to mind is that maybe I can show other queer people like, hey, guns don't have to be this terrifying right-wing horrible thing. And I have access to guns and ammunition, and that can often be a barrier. So using my assets, my whatever, to bring people in and teach them and like, hey, even if you can't afford a $300 pistol, here's ammo, learn how to shoot, is how it started in my head anyway.
Right. If you can't afford a $300 pistol, you can just call the FBI and tell them you're a right-wing terrorist, and they'll give you, a long gun of your choice. Booef, you know your way around guns, yeah?
Yeah, I would say I'm decent with them. I used to have conceal and carry when I lived in Colorado, and that involved a 6-hour class. Yeah, no, that's it.
You've been around guns for a while, yeah?
Yeah, I'd say a decade and a half. Started buying guns when I lived in Colorado, and then I was friends with a bunch of vets who taught me how to shoot, and clean them, and take care of them. From there, I've just enjoyed shooting.
Well, I thought only right-wingers had guns, Booef. Can you explain that to us?
I guess I'm a right-winger. No.
Oh, well, yeah, interview's canceled. We can't talk anymore. Thank you for joining me today, Booef. Bye, D. Goodbye. Yeah, so like that's part of like this thing that's out there is a lot of people they don't see leftists picking up guns. They're like, wait, I thought that's just a right-wing thing. But
absolutely,
they're killing us. They're killing queers, and they want to murder trans people.
And they are.
And they are.
And I came about this via the shit lib route, where I was all about like ban guns, confiscate them, and then our last conversation, my journey leftwards out of shit liberalness, and a lot of talking to my little brother, who's a big anarchist, and understanding self-defense, arming people. But part of that is knowledge, because if you just have a gun that looks cool, but it's useless if you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, so my leftist view on guns is that you should just arm the workers. Self-defense, Like, clearly we can't depend on the state to protect us. So that means we take care of us. As opposed to, I think right wingers have a more individualistic idea of gun ownership.
Mm. Here's a picture of Puget Sound SRA, Socialist Rifle Association. This is something that just 2 years ago, I think your trajectory sounds similar to mine. Just a few years ago, I'm that same kind of guy that's like, oh my God, take all of the guns in the United States and burn them down and melt them into one giant gun so America can shoot itself in the face. I don't know what I'm saying, but like I was of the opinion that no leftist should have a gun. There should be fewer guns in the world, not more. But here's the thing: the right wingers, they got a lot of guns.
Right.
They have a ton of fucking guns, and they're killing us. And kind of shit scares them.
I mean, if you look at the video of I think it was a John Brown club in Texas that showed up for a drag show.
Mm-hmm.
And some right-wingers show up, and they were so upset that the John Brown Club was standing there with rifles. Like, because, again, there's that impression of queer people or leftists or whatever not defending themselves, not being in favor of guns, being, I don't know, weak or easy to take advantage of. And so if we can disabuse people of that idea, maybe that's a start to ending some of this shit.
I really hope so.
I also view it as a way to build community because I'm terrible at meeting people. I live, I've got my plot of land in rural Minnesota and my tiny crew of people that I work with and hang out with. So meeting other queer people up here isn't easy for me anyway.
Yeah.
And so finding a way to like, hey, we're all here for the same reason. Let's hang out and be queer, whatever that means.
And shoot guns.
Yeah.
Protect yourselves from the fucking fascist wave of violence that we're seeing. Fact sheet, anti-LGBTQ plus mobilization on the rise. 2021 and 2022, like the last 2-3 years, this shit's been skyrocketing. Mobilization, aka like a protest at a an LGBTQ event, right? An anti-LGBT protest outside the event, right? Stuff like that. And also we're seeing a huge uptick in anti-drag mobilization as well. So this is telling us 9 times as many anti-LGBT demonstrations reported in 2021 relative to 2020. And we know 2022 is like skyrocket. It seems to be continuing. It says their engagement in anti-LGBT events in 2022 is on track to either match or outpace. So it's getting worse, and it's not getting better. The libs are like, no, the queers don't get the queers guns. Just like there's that, they have that thing, but like queers are being murdered and killed, and there's this desire to protect their community. And we're seeing that happen in different ways. And that's what you're up to.
And something else that prompted me was talking to my close friends up here after the Club Q attack, and the response I get, and they're all straight, was, well, yeah, but violence is going up everywhere. Look at how many school shootings have happened. And trying to convey to them, like, okay, but if you had Tucker Carlson every night saying you need to go attack these schools, then it would be similar. But there's not a whole network of people hyping people up to go shoot schools at the level there is against queer people, and specifically drag shows right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped because it was so honestly upsetting that, like, oh, you don't get it. You don't see it the way that I'm seeing it. How can I try to convey this? And just, my vision's not always correct. That's how it feels right now.
In 2022, this is specifically anti-drag attacks. There were 124 in almost every single state. Anti-drag attacks. I'm not sure what that means specifically.
Right.
I am sorry about that, chat. I'm not doing a good job here.
On
Seems
the other
bad.
hand, Dan, I mean, maybe we don't know what that means because we didn't have to worry about it previously.
Oh, man. See, I mean, it's really weird for me because I recently came out as queer. And I'm like, this is my community. I am part of this community. And even if I wasn't, this is still, an attack on innocent people that, are oppressed, are at the intersection of so many different forms of oppression.
Yeah. one of the ideas that I have, because I am out, not a lot of people around me. I've helped a couple people pay for their own conceal and carry class.
Oh.
They're queer. That's my community, even if they're another state. Yeah, here's money so you can learn that and be able to do it legally for that extra little bit of protection that might give you. But just any way that I can help educate people, even that is a definition of community to me. Because I do have all these resources that I don't need.
D, what else are you trying to achieve? What else would you like to achieve? We're hoping to get more queers to arm themselves and defend themselves from the fascist onslaught, which appears to be getting worse, not better, despite the fact that a lot of liberals will browbeat queers for doing so. They just want to disarm everybody. Anything else you want to try to achieve with this project here?
I mean, having more non-queer people join.
Yeah.
Like, not as the focus, but like to see and be there as like, hey, you're here with us. You're not just saying, yeah, we support you, but actually action behind it, whether that's talking to their shitty family or their shitty friends or being there and, bringing ammo for queer people that can't afford it. Even if it's 5 rounds, that helps. And being more side by side in the understanding of like, oh no, they're attacking. We all need to be part of this and the fighting against it.
I agree. In chat, Moss World's saying, seeing all the queer businesses and organizations I follow going into thoughts and prayers mode and doing nothing else in the wake of the Club Q mass shooting was maddening. Just maddening.
Yeah, exactly. It's the action. And if we can, a lot of people are afraid of guns. And if you can take away, for me at least, taking away mystery about something also helps. That understanding helps take away fear.
Yeah.
The first time I shot a handgun, both my eyes were closed and I was doing this.
Yeah.
So, like, not the way to shoot, but I got past that. Another part of this that I'd like to see is I'm trying to find stop the bleed classes.
Okay.
Get recertified in first aid CPR. I used to have first responder training.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can teach people that. I don't care about certification. Like, knowledge is knowledge, whether or not you have the card. So spreading that knowledge so that we can pass it around. So the more people have that, even if like you and your partner don't want guns around, but with the knowledge of stop the bleed,
mm-hmm.
first aid, that's still helpful. That's still part of everything that's needed. It's not just the focus of only guns or only first aid. All angles of a picture, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a group, I believe they're out of Portland, Oregon, called IFAC Fund. And they will send you one if you make a request for whatever you can afford, is my understanding.
Oh, cool.
They're backed up right now because of everything, but yep, that's them.
Sick.
And I've bought some from them, but I believe they'll also send them if you need them.
They provide this kit: tourniquet, some gauze and stuff, gloves, a vent, shears, marker, survival blanket. This could save lives, homies.
Exactly.
This is like something you should like tuck in your car and just always have it there wherever you go. Or I don't know how big it is. Maybe it fits in a backpack or something. Yeah.
Does that help? I don't know.
About that big. About that
yeah.
big. Nice. Well, I'm glad you told us about that. Yeah, there's different ways to protect your community. But I think what we're seeing, and what I love to see, and I really, really, really want this energy. I want this energy that you have, and I want to bottle it up and give it to everyone who's watching the stream, because my stream is a good space, because this is a revolutionary space. We talk about things, we get educated, we agitate, but what we do stop at pretty much is like the organization. I could probably step that up on my end, but it's not my primary job. My primary job is to educate and agitate, and then hopefully my audience, as I'm agitating, as I'm doomer pilling everybody, I realize that I can't help but doomer pill everyone because of the things that I talk about. But the point of this is that we inspire direct action, dual power in protecting our communities. From the protecting the oppressed from the oppressors as best we can.
I think it's all part of taking care of each other.
Right.
Something I really appreciate about the community is the brainstorming.
Okay.
Like when you say, well, I've got this idea, and people just keep throwing stuff in, and like that's collaboration. Because I am great at really sky high, beautiful ideas, and then I can't tie my own shoes. So finding people I can work with that can help me tie my shoe, who might not have that other part, or see it or have access or whatever. Everyone brings stuff to the table that can be useful.
It can be very easy, and I know people. I know what it's like because I make my content all day, so I know how I feel making it, and it can be really doomer-ish. Yeah. But the point is to not let all of this, lead us into desperation. The point is to let it radicalize us and to take that feeling of being radicalized and doing something about it. Direct action, getting the goods. If Boof's got the means, D's got the means over here, and is able to support in a lot of different ways. Not everyone's as fortunate, but I think this is just very important that people go beyond this stream and take that energy into your communities, into real life. And I'm really happy that you did that. And I want to see more of it. And so that's one of the main reasons I brought you on. Yeah.
Thank you. It's kind of riffing off of what you're saying. It's the anger that I just had to do something with it instead of just feel it this time. And also it was new for me because I only accept my queerness a year ago. I've only accepted my transness in the last 4 months. And so this is the first attack since I've accepted that part of who I am. And it cut even deeper than just previously like, oh shit, another shooting. Damn it. Not to be callous. And like, oh fuck, no, that's me. I used to go there. I used to know people that worked there. Like, fuck. And yeah, taking the anger and the sadness, what positive can not come out of it, but what can I do that will help maybe stop this in the future or save lives or whatever.
I think that's why the liberals are going to browbeat you, because you're actually doing something instead of just voting, Well, if you don't like getting shot up, why don't you just go vote for Democrats harder, D? Vote harder, D.
Yeah, Biden, the most progressive president since Roosevelt.
You don't like strike-breaking presidents? You're not pro-labor, D.
Exactly.
Do you have like a name for your project? Because I know you do a couple different things that you're describing, supporting materially, but also are you like getting people in your community together? Is this part of the goal? You want to hang out and get like a gun club in your area, like, right?
Yeah, I would love it if we had a gun club.
Does it have a name? We're good at brainstorming over here.
Oh yeah, let's brainstorm.
Yeah, all right, chat. Brainstorm a name for a queer Minnesotan.
I will, because here's the thing, like. John Brown gun clubs, I admire them, but I'm not eligible for one because I'm not working class.
Oh.
That's not my space.
Yeah.
So I support them. I love what they do. I also read their mission statement.
Yeah.
And maybe I misinterpreted it. It was years ago, but I'm not working class, no matter how much I want to be.
It's fair enough. But we allow you to be on the channel anyways.
And I'm lucky.
Yeah. No, we're lucky. And I'm lucky.
We're all lucky. How's that?
Beautiful.
Oh, I got to show my shirt.
Right. Beautiful trans rights. We got like the trans colors in different guns, or else. Because let's be honest, cops are not going to protect LGBTQ community. In fact, I think one of the things that blew my mind was after the Colorado spring shooting, the cops are up there saying, oh, it was an attack on our community. Homie,
oh my God.
Cops, you're on the right. You are the fascists. How do you not get this? Our community.
Yeah.
That makes me furious. So the cops aren't going to protect the queer community. So it's up to the queer community, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's fine. Frankly, I don't want cops. Well, and, I've got my neighbors, my friends, also my boss and my mentor. They were actually a little bit miffed when I said I was starting a queer gun club. Like, oh, we're not allowed? It's like, well, it's not about you. And I hope that they'll be a part of it because one of them's a former Marine, whatever they call themselves, really knows tactics, and they're great leftists. They wouldn't call themselves that, and so also trying to figure out how to not alienate people that I want to be supportive.
Yeah, that's hard.
But I'm not worrying too much about straight feelings at this point, honestly.
Straight feelings, am I right? So I know maybe you're a little bit early in this project. You've done some stuff. I'm sure this project will develop. But is there anything you've learned that maybe would help someone else who's considering starting their own gun club?
There's actually a lot of resources for good processes on how to get clubs started, how to vet people to make sure you're not bringing in unwanted elements, be it right wingers or cops love to spy on left wingers.
They do, man. Excuse me.
So there's a lot of information out there about how to do it in your area, and often it's just you might not even be aware there's already a club in your area or one nearby. And once you get through the vetting, more than likely they would love to help you. And I'd say there's a lot more information than I expected at first.
Maybe there's a John Brown gun club in your area, folks, if you're thinking about that. How would one go about seeking a club like this near me? For instance, maybe in Texas? That's a good question, Tech Guy.
Google, honestly, Twitter. Right now, if you search John Brown, Texas, I would bet a number of them come up. Because my understanding of them is they're also each independent of each other.
Here's the Puget Sound John Brown Gun Club, for instance.
And I don't know as much about the Socialist Rifle Association, but I've heard good things about them.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Google search your area, and if there's one there, they'll probably pop up.
We'll learn about this more as time goes on as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely don't know much. Just that I want this to happen.
So Booef, how can the Only Dan's community support your project? Is there anything you can think of? Help spread the word or something?
How? Yeah, I mean, I don't think spreading the word could help or hurt, rather, even if it sparks an idea in their area. Because I would love if this were everywhere. There are queer people, and since we're everywhere, the more the better, and whatever that looks like for them. But talk about it, ask questions. If you have questions, I think you let people know my Twitter handle, so feel free to ask me, and if I know, I'll answer, and if not, I'll try to direct you somewhere.
Yeah. Here's an article from NBC. In response to far-right LGBTQ gun group hits firing line. Yeah, they're just doing a little training here. Shooting shotguns. Do you have a shotgun, homie?
I do.
That goes big boom. Boom.
It does.
I'm not sure I want to shoot a shotgun. This is incredible.
It's for me at least, it's like once I've learned how to hold guns properly, so it didn't hurt.
Oh yeah. Isn't it like hurt your shoulder?
Right.
You get a special shooting shirt, D. You get a shooting shirt with the like leather patch right there. You ever see those?
I don't have one of those. I have just a pad over my butt, on the gun.
Nice.
I got to tell you about one of my rifles. It's a Mosin Nagant.
What?
And it's got a hammer and sickle stamped on it because it was built in 1912.
One of these?
Yep.
That is so fucking sick. It's got a hamsick on it?
Yep.
Oh, that is too cool.
And I got that in Colorado for like $98 a decade and a half ago.
Holy shit. That's a good deal, huh? Is it like a Russian gun? When they like used it in the October Revolution or some shit?
Yep.
Or around that time? That is too fucking cool.
They're still in use today by a lot of people. Like in, actually, I think Russian soldiers have them right now. And they're not great guns. Like it's fun to shoot. It would be good to hunt if I did that. It's just fun. It's good for learning how to shoot on iron sights because I don't have scopes.
Okay.
Ammo is relatively inexpensive because it's just mass produced and you can still get surplus.
Wow. Yeah.
So I guess this tangent is about it doesn't have to be expensive to enter shooting.
Good to know. Folks, pick yourself up a $100 commie gun. Accurate enough. Yeah. Accurate enough. Well, how about we wrap it up right there, Booef?
Perfect.
Well, thank you for being with me today. Love your face.
Hey,
D.
love your face.
Hope you have a really nice Wednesday, and we'll be seeing you around. And then hopefully we can do a follow-up with this and talk about this project someday, and where you've gone with it.
Yes,
Beautiful. Love it. All right, Booef. Have a really, really nice night. We hope to talk to you soon. Peace. Love your face. That was it. That was Booef. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, homie. Thank you.
You got it. Bye.
Bye-bye.